Now, one of the things I love about this property is that this neighborhood is Okay, so today we are at this beautiful property out by Stanton area in El Paso, Texas. This property is 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, over 2,600 square feet and just below $620,000. Now this property is super close proximity to UTEP. I know we have a lot of clients where they're trying to just buy another property that they're relocating into El Paso and they want close proximity to UTEP because of obviously their kiddos, either they're in high school planning on going on to UTEP or they're already in college and they're trying to have that close proximity just to ensure that obviously the commute is easy for them. Now, one of the things I love about this property is that this neighborhood is, oh, and guys, sorry if my voice is a little crazy today. I am going through a congestion period. We're not sick because you know mind over matter, but just to put myself out there right now in case you're like, what's wrong with her voice? It sounds different. Just, you know, FYI. Anyways, back to the point. This property is located in a beautiful neighborhood. I've actually sold a few properties out in this area. The recent one was actually by Park Hill. Stunning properties. I mean, the neighborhoods are well established, super quiet. A lot of the people out here have been living here for years. And usually the people that also have now passed on these properties to their kids, they just take care of the homes in general. This house was completely renovated. So as you can see, the designer's touch was beautiful. I will give you guys a tour shortly. And one of the things that personally I also wanted to take advantage of and talk to you guys about is the market. I know a lot of clients have been asking me about the interest rate and whether it's a good time or not a good time to buy. And I did make another video for you guys in terms of overall how you should determine whether that's something for you. And I'll link the video here for you guys somewhere. I'll have my videographer edit that for us. But overall, it's super important to answer this one question when it comes to the interest rates, right? And that's everybody's situation is differently. What exactly is your goal? Because for me personally, I'm an investor as well in real estate. So not only do I help people buy and sell, but I also buy and sell for myself. So when I'm looking at the numbers, it needs to make sense from the overall goal that I'm trying to achieve, whether that's, okay, I'm gonna buy that property and renovate it and get out, or whether it's, you know what, I'm actually gonna use that property as maybe an Airbnb, which I recently, and I'll make a video of that for you guys actually. I recently converted one of my personal properties into an actual Airbnb and it's been performing phenomenally. In 6 months that property's been open for, it's already covered essentially the overhead that it would require for the expenses for the year. So within the 6 months, that's balanced out perfectly. I'm not saying that's gonna happen for every situation, but that is something that just I wanna share with you guys that you wanna keep in mind what your goal is, right? Now, I've heard a lot of clients sometimes they get concerned and I feel like there's so many people, so much media out there that's trying to sway you one way or the other, right? Whether they're telling you you should or you shouldn't buy. And for me, that's why I'm asking you that question for you to ask yourself. If you're trying to get out of a situation where you're renting and you're trying to move into something where now this is going to be suitable for you and your family because you're done paying 100% interest on a rent and you want to now start building equity on your actual home, then of course the interest rate shouldn't play a factor. Because supply and demand, I mean, simple economics here, one-on-one, everything that currently comes up is gonna go down, everything that goes down is gonna come up. But one thing we can look at historically speaking is that real estate is one of the best assets you can invest in. As long as you're, again, looking at your numbers, buying it in an area where appreciation has been happening consistently, you're going to have that asset overall play a huge impact as years pass by. One of the properties I bought 6 years ago, that home, I bought it for $156,000, 4 bedroom, 2 bath, around 1,600 square feet. That home now is worth over $350,000 because of the neighborhood, because of the development that's been going on. That is what properties in that area are now selling for. So just some food for thought. What is your goal? Because if for you, you want to build equity into something and now have it as your little nest egg that maybe later down you're gonna pass it to your kiddos, maybe later down the road, that's where you just wanna retire and you don't wanna be paying your landlord's mortgage anymore, then it is a good time to buy. Now, if for you, maybe the finances aren't ideally where you want them to be, then maybe you talk to an advisor, your real estate expert, maybe even your lender, and tell them what your goal is. Maybe this is what ideally you would like to buy, but as of right now, you need to work on X, Y, and Z. Now we have a plan for you. I share this all to say that it's important for you to really understand your unique situation and what's important for your family. Don't let anybody tell you whether it's a good time or a bad time, because you want to be that person that truly now feels like, if I'm getting into this property, it's because I know this is something that I'm doing for me and my family, and I want to grow into this. Not I'm doing it out of stress, of a stressful situation, just doing it because that's what they're telling me to do, but because I truly want to do it, and I know that in my heart of hearts, this is going to be a long-term investment. So you guys know a little bit about me. I'm always trying to focus on the positive side of things, and I share this because I also feel that a lot of the times the media is trying to scare people. I mean, let's talk briefly about what happened in COVID. At the end of the day, everybody and anybody was yelling, the sky is falling, the sky is falling, and a lot of people, unfortunately, they kind of got themselves out of the race. They didn't want to buy. For us though, with our clients, it was one of the busiest years because clients knew that the interest rates were at phenomenal rates and they wanted to invest. And with that being said, that's why it is so important for you to do your research, because all those people that didn't buy, now they feel like, oh my gosh, I want to wait until that happens again. But by the time if that were to be the case, and again, if we're talking about one-on-one things that can happen, I mean, there's all these factors that would have to play a factor into that equation. But let's just play devil's advocate and assume that were to happen. How many years have to go by? And by the time that you're going to buy, now overall the property's values have also gone up. So now you're still paying more for the property versus getting in, buying your house, and now if the rates drop, you refinance your property. I think that's the best advice I received when I was in that process of just trying to understand more of how real estate works. And I wish more people would be open to say this and explain it to clients so that you don't feel like you are in a bad situation if you're not buying it the way that maybe your uncle, your tia, your everybody in between shared advice with you, but yet they're not in the trenches. They're not living and breathing real estate as maybe an expert that is constantly having to stay on top of the market. So just some food for thought there. And with that being said, I'm going to make sure that overall, if there's anything that you guys are maybe having questions in regards to, please use us as a resource. I want to make sure that all of your questions are answered. When I purchased my house, I know that unfortunately we didn't have the best situation possible, and it felt like if we were asking questions and it was like annoying the real estate expert that helped us at that time. And I never want somebody to feel that way, whether it's our agency that you decide to work with or somebody else, that's perfectly fine. You just want to be an educated consumer. I say this to my lenders as well, like, hey, we're not gonna hold loyalty to you as our lender. We're going to hold the loyalty to our actual clients, because that's how it should be. We have a fiduciary duty to you as the consumer to give you all the facts, because again, we're trusting somebody with one of the biggest investments of our life. With that all being said, let's tour the property today. Definitely let us know what you guys think. As you guys have been keeping up, we have been doing a series that's just showing you guys a little bit more about El Paso, activities, restaurants, and overall the community here. I hope you guys are enjoying that. As always, I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I will talk to you guys on the next one.